Folkestone house prices since the millennium have risen by 164%, whilst average salaries in Folkestone have only grown by 51% over the same time frame. This has served to push home ownership further out of reach for many Folkestonians, as they have to save considerable deposits and face sterner lending criteria. The private rental market in Folkestone has grown throughout the last 20 years, with buy-to-let investors purchasing a high proportion of newly built residential properties that were built and designed for homeowners. For example, in the Folkestone and Hythe constituency, roll back the clock 20 years and there were just under 42,000 properties in the constituency, whilst the most recent set of figures show there are now nearly 49,500 properties, a growth of 7,500 homes. However, anecdotal evidence suggests that a large majority of those 7,500 were bought by Folkestone buy-to-let landlords, as over the same 20-year time frame the number of rental properties has grown from 2,100 to 10,700 in Chepway, a rise of 8,600 rental homes. Some say this historic growth of the Folkestone rental market might start to change with the new rules for landlords introduced recently by the Chancellor. Yet the numbers tell another story. In March 2016, across the board, mortgage borrowing climbed to a 9-year high as the British property market's traditional Easter rush combined with the landlords racing to beat the new stamp duty charges. As a result of this, buy-to-let landlords borrowed £7.1 billion in March, which was 163% up on the £2.7 billion borrowed at the same time last year. You see, from my point of view, I don't think things will get any worse in the Folkestone buy-to-let market, and these are the reasons why I believe that. Firstly, what else are Folkestone landlords going to invest in if it isn't in property? Maybe the stock market? Well, since the year 2000, the stock market has risen by a very unimpressive 5.54%, quite a contrast to the 164% rise in Folkestone property prices. Secondly, it's true that the 3% stamp duty is the first blow of a number of other tax changes to be phased in over the next 5 years. Landlords will face a constraint in their ability to offset mortgage interest, and if sizable numbers of landlords do take the decision to sell their portfolios, then this will lead to a substantial amount of properties being put up for sale. Yet, actually, that might not be a bad thing, as it will release much needed properties in the first-time buyer category, which will have a positive impact on the market as a whole. Thirdly, if there are to be fewer rental properties in Folkestone, basic rules of economics start to apply. Supply will drop, the demand will remain the same, although ask any letting agent in Folkestone and they will say that demand is constantly rising. This will create a squeeze in the Folkestone rental market, and as a result, rents will rise. In fact, I predict that even if landlords don't sell up, Folkestone rents will rise because landlords will inevitably seek to offset the increased costs caused by tax changes planned in the next few years. Rising rents also attract new landlords, and so the cycle continues. For more thoughts on the Folkestone property market, you might find the Folkestone Property Update blog of interest. Or, if we can be of any assistance in the meantime, then give us a call on 01303 212 797. Bye for now.